Hey, welcome back to another video, and this is another paid request from Mr. Blockworld. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs, tier list rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. Links are down below. Again, PayPal, Cash App. Feel free. And again, I'll get to it whenever I can. So thank you for that. Now, he wanted me to react to another set of AI movie posters that he generated and wanted to give my reaction to it. So, figured why not? And we start with this Adventure, which I guess is... I never played the game Adventure, so I'll take his word for it, but definitely a screwed up T here. Screwed up looking T at night, some dragons that look like they want to, I don't know, game bait him or something. And maybe this is where you put your dick in. Maybe he carries a glory hole around, like a pocket glory hole, I don't know. Like a glorified Cheerio. Come on, let me... Alright. Agent USA. I've never heard of that, but if it's with Peter Dinklage, I will avoid it like the plague. You just stick that fucking diamond, whatever, up his little scrawny ass. Fuck Peter Dinklage. He's a twerp. He's a little twerp. My dick is bigger than him. And more impressive than him. So fuck Peter Dinklage. Elf. I mean, I've always been a fan of Elf. I like the TV show. I am actually surprised that they haven't tried to reboot it or make a movie. I mean, technically there was a movie, a TV movie, Project Elf, way back in the day. But I mean, like, some kind of new movie based on novelty, nostalgia. I'm just surprised they haven't tried to do it. But yeah, I do like the character. I do like the show. I'm sure if they did try to reboot it, it would fail, because he's come back occasionally. There was that talk show he did that only lasted like a couple episodes. He's come back in commercials. Some people say that the guy behind the puppeting the voice of Elf, that he is tough to deal with because he's very protective, which I understand, being very protective. So he wants to not ruin the illusion of Elf. I can understand that, but you know. It's funny, I got that Shout Factory DVD set. I still haven't watched it yet, but again, this is cool to see. It would have been cool to have a full-length film in the 80s, like after the show ended. I guess it would have been, if it was at the show ended, probably into the 90s. Like a theatrical film. That's honestly what they should have done. Instead of Project Elf, they should have done a theatrical film. But at that point, like, the actors wanted nothing to, especially Matt Wright, who played Willie Tanner, the dad. He absolutely hated working on the show. He despised it, and he just did not want to be on there at all. Like, not anymore. He was just done. For I understand, the last day he just left without talking to anybody and got the hell out because he hated the working conditions. He hated just they're on like these sets that have to be kind of stacked up because you have to have people underneath, full body people, full grown people walk around to control Elf and all this stuff. But I mean, I do like the show quite a bit. Apache Chief. Don't know what that's a reference to, but sorry, the sequel has been prohibited. Yeah, because Robert Zemeckis, Bob Diel, they said there will not be any sequels or reboots. Thank God. It does not need to be a reality. Batman Gotham by Gaslight. I think I did see the animated version of this, which involves the Victorian era. Did it involve Jack the Ripper or someone like... I can't remember. God, it's been a while since... I remember liking it, but it's been forever since I've seen it. the animated version of this, but I mean, hell, they made, if it's Batman, they could very likely make a live action version of any of those comics, because Batman does sell. Batman Beyond, I'm honestly surprised they never made that film. I know there was talks. I don't know if this is true, but I remember like they did that Batgirl that was never released, never finished. I don't know if this is true, but there was talks of maybe working him into a Batman Beyond film instead. Why they did not choose that? It's such an asinine, stupid. Oh, I know, because we need a woman character. So Batgirl, we need that representation. I'm like, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you took a poll, I think more people wanted a Batman Beyond movie than a Batgirl movie. And lo and behold, you made that fucking movie, and now it's never going to be released. So, congrats on wasting Michael Keaton, who's in the film. Congrats on wasting Brendan Fraser, who's Firefly, the villain in the film. Congrats on wasting all that when we could have had this. So, now you know, if one day Warner Brothers gets bought out, you'll know why, because of stupid decisions like this. Just like Fox did. Battlestar Galactica. I like the look of the Cylons. That was cool. I like the look of those. It's not your representation. I barely remember the original show. I know, was it Dirk Benedict, I believe, was on it, from who would later be on the A-Team. I think he was on it. Kind of a Han Solo type of character, I believe. But I didn't grow up much with the show, or when they rebooted it in, I forgot what year, the 2000s. So I never saw much of the show, so I couldn't tell you much about it, but I'm surprised they haven't tried to do another version of that. Unless they did, I don't know about it. Ben 10, never saw the show. This right here almost looks like the anti-venom suit Spider-Man wears in the Spider-Man 2 game I'm playing. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Stop. Did not mean to do that. Big Trouble in Little India. Hey, there you go. I mean, I like that. I like the look of Kurt Russell on there. Got a bit of pistol. All the sorcery of India. Cobra, tiger. You know what? You get the right people, you get John Carpenter to do it. And if it was back to the day, sure. Just have to do it right. But I mean, I like that poster. It's a pretty cool poster. It's my favorite so far, I would say. I love Big Trouble in Little China. So, yeah, a sequel would have been cool to see for that. I'd be down for seeing that. Brewster's Billions. Yeah, I'll stick with Brewster's Millions. Guess nowadays it would be Billions. I just see them trying to make that movie and turn to Brewster's Billions. For those who don't know Brewster's Millions, well, there was a film way back in the day, and then it had a remake, and that remake was, or adaptation, however you want to put it, had Richard Pryor and John Candy, and I believe, was it Walter Hill directed it? It's one of the few comedies he did. And the idea is that Richard Pryor, he was somehow related to this guy. I think he's played by Hume Cronin, who's in Batteries Not Included and other Cocoon and other stuff. You had to spend all this money, but then you couldn't own anything at the end of like this certain amount of time. It was like 30 million in 30 days or something like that, and he couldn't tell anybody. So people are like, why you spend all your money? It's crazy. It's because he has to end with nothing left. And by doing that, then he get like, I don't know, 100 million or something. Interesting plot. I wish it was more of Richard Pryor and John Candy together as a team. Bride and the Monster. What's funny is they just came out with a trailer for The Bride with Christian Bale. I think it's directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. So, gotta beat you to it. Buck Rogers, 25th Century Awaits. I've heard of Buck Rogers. I know Aaron Gray was on it, who would later be in Jason Goes to Hell. I like the backdrop of the poster of the cityscape and the planet. I'm surprised they didn't try to make a movie out of that, because they tried to do one on John Carter way back when and these other sci-fi properties. So you would have thought they would have tried Buck Rogers, because hey, what's a name that some people will at least recognize, even if they've never seen it, and then throw some special effects, some action in there, maybe some humor in there. I mean, they're so devoid of ideas. I am surprised they haven't tried to do this in today's age. So, but yeah, Buckminster. I don't get the reference. Benedict Cumberbatch, he was Doctor Strange, but I don't get the reference. So, nice colorful poster though, very Art Deco style. Kenny and Lacey, Margot Robbie, Jessica Chastain. God, that'd be something for like Netflix. I could see that for Netflix. I really could. Straight to Netflix. I could see that, and then some. God damn. Donzie looks like a pilot for a fucking show, just like they did that one with Bad Boys. But it was like the two ladies. What the fuck was the name of that show? The Bad Boys TV show that starred ladies. Yeah, LA's Finest. In fact, there was a... well, let me show the poster. It's kind of that, if you look at it. Like, look at that. Like, almost the same, like, poses and stuff. Yeah, it'd be on Spectrum, and no one would watch it. Cancelled. Your past has a body count. Interesting poster design. I like the design, the graphic, the art style. Guy at the top looks kind of like a little bit of Bryan Cranston, a teeny bit of like Tom Selleck. You know what? That's another thing. I'm surprised the film hasn't been called Cancelled. So, I'll admit the poster does a good job. If I saw this poster, I would at least be curious to see the trailer and go, So that poster does a good job of what it's intended to do. Centipede. You know what? I'd see this movie. The idea of a badass like a Jason Statham or someone like that to ride that damn spaceship and shoot the shit out of creatures. If the creatures look like that, I would definitely see it. Centipede. I'd see that movie. I like that. That's one of my favorite posters so far in this section. The Big Trouble in Little India and Centipede. Centurions. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know what the Centurions are. I mean, they all look like part of Iron Man. This is like what that War Machine Don Cheadle TV show was going to be. Remember when they were going to do that with Don Cheadle? He was going to get his War Machine movie, then War Machine show, and now nothing. So, imagine, I mean, Don Cheadle, I'm sure he's got enough money. But you come in Iron Man 2 as if like you weren't the first choice. Then you come in as the backup. Then you put into some of these films and smaller bits and parts, and then in one movie you're paralyzed. And then you find out that you're, was it his character that for a bit was actually like a Skrull? So an imposter? And then like, hey, we don't do this movie. He was probably being jerked around. Well, we don't get the movie, we don't get the TV show, and then it never happened. Which hell, I mean, considering some of the TV shows that came out, I would have been more intrigued with a War Machine Don Cheadle show over that one with the girl who's deaf and the one with the Miss Marvel and some of this other shit. Ironheart. So Ironheart got a TV show, but not Don Cheadle, War Machine. You wonder. No wonder Disney's in the shitter. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Richard Dreyfuss, Chico and the Man. I never saw the show, but of course, it starred Freddie Prinze Sr. I wonder if anyone's ever asked him to do a reboot of his own dad's show. But yeah, I never saw the actual show, but I do get the reference. I do like the way Richard Dreyfuss looks. I think it's a pretty good rendition of him. Danforth? The hell's Danforth? Michael Keaton Danforth. Oh, Pacific Heights. See, I always thought it was Carter Hayes. But he was James Danforth, or also known as Carter Hayes. See, I only remember Carter Hayes. I don't remember him being called Danforth. See, I think they would call it Carter Hayes. Because Danforth, I think a lot of people would be like me, like, who the fuck is Danforth? But yeah, like Carter Hayes, I think that would be more. But you know what? Well, didn't his character die in the movie? I think his character died, right? Been a while since I've seen Pacific Heights. I mean, I guess they could always make some bullshit. Oh, he didn't really die. He died, but they resuscitated him, and then he was in the hospital. Then he was in jail, and he got out, and now he wants to do more. I don't know. Interesting character he played. I think it's one of his better characters that Michael Keaton played. I think he really did a good job. He was the best part of that movie, Pacific Heights. That and the score by, I think, Hans Zimmer. Matthew Modine's one of those actors that's just kind of there. But Michael Keaton, he was definitely the best part. So, Davy Crockett, that'd be called too manly, to the PC police. I don't know. King of the Wild Frontier. Or they change it where he's gotta be, oh, you gotta PC it up. Him dealing with Native Americans to such of that nature. Be very apologetic. Not be the star of the show. The Native Americans would kill everybody for him, and he'd just be staying back going, "Thank you, sir." Dittos. A kung fu action comedy horror musical. Private Detective Richard Toes, cursed with 10 penises for toes, uncovers a horde of lesbian vampires infiltrating the nation's capital. With the resurrection of Count Dracula looming, Toes must ally with an old nemesis in a desperate, bloody, and absurd race against time. Now, Okay, bear with me. I'm seeing if this is a reference to something that Ryan Reynolds said or something. Or where the fuck did this idea come from? Okay, it looks like Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if that's who it's supposed to be, but it looked like Ryan Reynolds to me. I swear it looks like Ryan Reynolds. And why he's got dicks for toes, I don't know. But with the way some movies are made, that probably will get made one day. With how shitty films are nowadays, I guess the one thing, the one pair of feet Quentin Tarantino would not be interested in. Or maybe he will and be surprised. Who knows? Did Doug? Bruce should, yeah. If it was back to the day, Bruce Willis as did Doug. You know, if you use like practical effects and you get like an action star, but he's in on the joke, so he plays it serious, and he has like this pump, and he's like making monsters explode and practical gory bits, and you have these underground tunnels and claustrophobia, but then you have this fun action vibe and getting good practical creature work. I'd actually see that film. Did Doug. I like the look of this creature here. Donkey Kong Paul Giamatti. I never really thought of Paul Giamatti as Mario, but there you go. I like the Donkey Kong back there too. So that's cool. I like that. You won't want to know who's there. Doorbell. I mean, there are those videos on YouTube where it talks about like these scary videos where it has the door cams and people are either like trying to get in or they're whispering stuff or they're like a weird person and they say that they're gonna I want to go in because I want to kill that bitch or something like that. So they'll probably try to give it another more pretentious name, but I just see this premise them doing it probably like A24 or something. I mean, they did a fucking swimming pool one, Night Swim, from the makers of Night Swim. I don't know, Ding Dong Ditch. Ding Dong, you're dead. Dragon's Lair. What's funny is that there was a point where Don Bluth and them were going to do a Dragon's Lair animated movie, and in fact, I swear they were trying to get like a Kickstarter. I want to look this up actually. Or was it a movie or a game? Okay, here you go. Don Bluth and Gary Goldman launched a Kickstarter in October 2015 to fund an animated Dragon's Lair movie. It was canceled before reaching its goal and moved to Indiegogo. It was to create a 10-minute animated teaser to pitch a full-length animated film to investors. The Indiegogo campaign was successful in reaching its goal of $250,000, but a feature film was never made. And there's been, so it was no, the film, and apparently everyone got fucked over. Now this says the film pitch raised about 600K on Indiegogo. A lot of free stuff to investors and no updates since 2016. Well, investment doesn't guarantee anything. So this is why people don't fucking do Indiegogo and Kickstarter. It's all a goddamn scam. It's all bullshit. Fucking 2015, 2016, and not a goddamn thing. Fuck Don Bluth. Fuck you. Fuck people Indiegogo and Kickstarter. You guys steal people's fucking money and then you make shitty product and go, well, hey, you take your gamble. Why is it that like 90% of Kickstarter Indiegogo shit either never get made or suck? Fuck Kickstarter and fuck Indiegogo. They're all full of shit. It's not really the platform, it's the people who do it, and then the platforms are there to the people get away with the shit. And then whatever happened to that thing what Ryan Reynolds wanted to do, and that's not happening, I guess. But like an animated Dragon's Lair could be cool, but Don Bluth is a lying sack of shit. So fuck him. Dread 2. I don't know about that cover, but I love the idea of Dread 2. I think just the legs, like the legs are kind of in a weird position. But the upper body I don't mind. I like the idea of everything exploding in embers. Oh, the more I'm looking at, the more maybe just because I love the idea. I would love to have seen a Dread 2, but that will never happen. What was it? They're trying to reboot it, but not with Carl Urban. So that's a shame. That's something that should have been at least a trilogy of movies. It's a goddamn shame. Duck Dodgers in the 20. I mean, who knows? Maybe if that film with Daffy Duck and Porky Pig was successful, maybe we could have gotten a Duck Dodgers movie. But sadly, that's not the case. I did like that Looney Tunes film that came out this year. So, The Day the Earth Blew Up. I thought that was a pretty good one. So this I would like to have seen. Nice. Escape from Earth, of course. We'll love to have seen that. We'll love to have had that be a reality. Sadly, we will never see that. They could do have a video game, like Batman Arkham Asylum, like the Uncharted, like that style video game. Maybe not maybe that style, but like a AAA game, but they're not. It's a niche film. Escape from New York. They feel like there was going to be a video game of Escape, and I swear to God, it looks just like what became Dead to Rights. The animation, the movements, the disarms, the kids. I'm like, it looks just like Dead to Rights. And I don't know why the game got, the Escape game got canceled. But yeah, I think that would have been cool to see. But sadly, it's not the case. The Fragmented Man. I don't know what the story is behind this film, but it's an interesting poster. Maybe he's a villain. Maybe Colin Farrell's other villain for Batman. Frosty. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they never haven't done this, because they did that Grinch one, 3D animated film. So I'm kind of surprised they never did one with Frosty. Although they probably have someone like fucking Jack Black voice him. So maybe we shouldn't have that. I could totally see them getting Jack Black for it, and it'd be awful. Galaga. Hey, just like Centipede, I would see this. That's actually a cool poster. I think because like the monsters look really cool. Never say die, Iron Eagle. I like to see a movie poster of Star Fox. Let's have a movie poster of Let's get a Star Fox movie. Gargoyles. God, I hate the look though of Goliath. Cause his face is just like one of the guys from Avatar, and then like the I don't know, a live action Gargoyles film. I liked this here, this right here. I don't know. That's supposed to be Brooklyn or I like that. You know, Gargoyles was a pretty decent show from what I remember, and I know it has a fan base, and kind of surprised they never did anything else with it. Starbucks coffee. You know, I can see them making that. I mean, they did the one on McDonald's. What they're doing, like the Social Network 2 or something. So I just see them making a movie about how Starbucks was made, created. Greatest American Hero. I remember the I saw was the first or so episode. It was fine for what it is. I remember the theme song. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. But there you go, American. It's not American in the title, so they won't make it. Wait, it's not American in the title? Nah, we can't have that. Because we can't be proud of America. Can't have it in the title of movies anymore. Someone in New York City's most exclusive gym has committed a murder. Detective Mark Wadner is determined to find out why, even if he doesn't belong. I don't know. I mean, if you see the way Jonah Hill looks nowadays, it looks like, his looks fluctuate back and forth, man. I don't know what the deal is. Now he's like super thin. I swear he's. I mean, if it makes it healthier and he lives a longer life, cool, but. Yeah, that's how he looks right now. So. But hey, I mean, if it's healthier for him and gets him in shape, good for him. Good for him. So now he does belong, so it can't fit anymore. Hardcastle McCormick. I vaguely remember the. Isn't it. Wasn't the guy who was Major Dad? Didn't he star in the show? Or. I may be thinking of a different show. I know this is a show back to the day, but I did not ever see the show. In Fast Lane. I don't know, it just seems like a pilot for a TV show on streaming or something for Netflix. The Hardy Boys. Never read those books, but I know of them. I guess nowadays people just go, they just watch Supernatural reruns. Hot Wheels. J.J. Abrams, yeah. I mean, Barbie made a lot of money, and they did the Lego movie. Maybe they'll probably do the Hot Wheels movie sometime. I Dream of Jeannie. That reminds me when they rebooted Bewitched. And what was it, Nicole Kidman and Will Arnett? Was it? Yeah, no, Will Ferrell. It was Will Ferrell. God, God, that movie sucked with Will Ferrell, Bewitched. So, yeah, that definitely never happened. Like I mean, it's a decent poster. Inner Space 2. Hmm. I like the poster. Number one, I think the poster looks really cool. I wonder if the idea is, maybe Martin Short's the one who gets shrunk? And what, is he put into a rat and then a dog or something? I like the poster. I do really like the poster. Hey, I liked Inner Space, and it does kind of. There is a bit of a sequel bait ending, because he drives off, because the bad guys are in Dennis and Meg Ryan's car, like in his trunk or whatever. Yeah, I'd see Inner Space too, because I like Inner Space. So that's actually a really cool poster. I like that. I Spy. Yeah, I don't. I might like the Eddie Murphy movie, Jersey Devil, Scarier than New Jersey. I don't know. Jersey is, I think, scarier than this guy. Juggler. They have stolen his daughter. He's taking matters to his own hands. Oh, like a remake of Night of the Juggler. Yeah, is that kind of like Gerard? Oh, this is Robert Butler and the thing. But I know the AI doesn't always do that correctly. Well, I mean, nowadays, if you did that, it'd just be Taken. I mean, if you think about it, Taken is kind of a spiritual take on Night of the Juggler, so. I know technically that's out, but I'm not getting the Tino Lorber one. I ordered the one from Ratings Films, and that comes out in November, so I look forward to that release. But I like the style of the poster. Lo Abner. Heard of the name, never read the comic strip back in the day. God damn, the way she looks, Jesus. Lo-Fi Girl. Hey, don't wear those headphones, trust me, you'll regret it. Just like I did. Mad Magazine, the movie. You know what I mean? That would have been interesting to have like a animated anthology in the spirit of Mad Magazine. Like you have a spy versus spy, and then you have like a parody of a movie or two, and then Alfred E. Newman doing stuff. I haven't read I don't even know if they do Mad Magazine anymore. Do they make Magazine anymore? Shit. I hesitated, so it thinks I said Madden. It started releasing new content in 2019 due to change in its publishing model. Is revived and is now published by DC Comics. Hmm. So May 2025. Yes, they still print Mad Magazine. Huh. God, it's been forever since I read a Mad Magazine. Forever. Man. It'd be nice to look over some of those like 80s, 90s run of Mad Magazine. I remember there was that and there was Trapped. Well, speaking of Madden, which is they are making a movie where Nick Cage plays John Madden. We'll see how it goes. Mascot Avenue. So is a sequel to Food Fight. Well, maybe actually in this case they would actually be the stars of the movie. I like the picture because you got Mr. Clean, you got the Pillsbury Doughboy, you got Frosted Flakes Tiger, Michelin Man, Jolly Green Giant, Energizer Bunny, Mr. Peanut. I think that's the Aflac Duck. I like that. I think that's a cool poster just to see all those characters in the same frame. I think that's pretty neat. This looks like if, I don't know, if Bob Odenkirk wanted to look like Vin Diesel. Matt Rebo. You know what? I see a movie. You know what? I'm down for this. I would see a show based on this character because I want to know his story. I want to know what the fuck his deal was. Because of that band, he was the one that caught my eye as a kid. I'm like, who the hell is that elephant-looking thing? I want to see his story. It'd be a lot more interesting to look at than fucking. What was that one about the Andor? I don't give a fuck about Andor. Why would I watch a show about characters that were born as fuck in Rim Job 1 and then they died at the end of that movie? So I know these characters will just die. I know the specifics, I know the location, the timing. So I don't give a fuck about Andor. I'd rather see this. Meat and potatoes. They'll have to wean it. Phew. Jesus. No comment. Mega Man, the future of humanity is in his hand. I actually don't mind the look of that poster. That's another one I'm kind of surprised they have not tried to make a movie out of, because you saw the success of Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, now 3 of them. And yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done one of Mega Man. Whether it be good or not, I don't know. I'd be curious about it. Metal Gear. I know there's talks of making a movie for the longest time, although you just say you just play the game and it would be the movie. But I think if they ever did a movie, it'd be, no matter what, it'd be viewed as disappointing because of how in-depth the games are. Because they have the running time to do it. Because you're playing the game for 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 hours. You're able to tell more story than you can in a 2-hour or so movie. But I'm sure one day they'll try it. I don't mind the poster, though. The look of it. Although he's not really good because this guy's right behind him. He doesn't notice anything. And this guy's looking over here for some reason instead of looking at Snake. And he's not really doing much sneaking or espionage. So, I don't know. You're not doing a good job, Snake. Metroid. That'd be a cool movie to see, Metroid. I like that. Simple, great design on Samus. Her suit. That's cool. That looks pretty cool. I like that. That looks pretty cool. Micronauts. I've heard of it. I never saw it though. I like the look of the Luns in the back there. Yeah, no comment. Nerf. I don't know. The new, oh god. Jesus. And that, oh my god. What's sad is I just see them use that as a fucking tagline. Don't defund the police. Jesus. Night of Ghouls? Don't mind the look of that zombie. Nighthawks? Frank Grillo. It's a remake of the Sylvester Stallone. Cool looking poster. I'd be like, just don't make this remake of Nighthawks, but I like the poster. I like the old school poster. I like the art style. What I mean, the art style of it. It looks really cool. Orderly House. The Delta House was once the rowdiest fraternity on campus. That was then, this is now. So the opposite of Animal House. Yeah, they've gotten PC as well. Outrun. Like the video game. Okay, that's cool. I remember playing that game back in the day and having some fun, but I only got to play it like once or twice in the arcade. That is. The Park Is Mine, so a remake of that Tommy Lee Jones film. In the heart of New York, one man draws a line. Man, that'd be so filled with political mumbo jumbo bullshit that you couldn't even make that movie today. I mean, there was political stuff in the old movie, but nowadays it'd be just such a, I don't know, it'd be more of a headache to do. But yeah, Eric Bana, not a bad casting choice. Peter Gunn. I just remember the theme song. Do no 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 do no 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 bow down down bow down 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 down. Never saw anything with Peter Gunn though. Plan 9, like a serious version of Plan 9 from Outer Space. You know what? I mean, I would almost dare someone to take Plan 9 from Outer Space and try to make a legitimate movie out of it. Like you change the way people act and you change but like with that plot, I would almost dare someone to try that. Play-Doh. I like the artwork on there. I think the artwork looks cool. Protected. What is he, condom man? Like he go to give out condoms or Viagra with the V? Or is he a condom man? Radioactive man. I'm actually surprised they didn't try to do like a spin-off animated film. Like a full actual Itchy and Scratchy film, Radioactive Man film, like this other stuff. Well, I guess technically Disney does own it. I'm just surprised they haven't tried to do that kind of stuff. Rambo the Beginning God. I mean, they're doing a Rambo prequel, which I am absolutely against because Sylvester Stallone is what makes Rambo. You cannot do a Rambo without Stallone, just like you can't do. There's no Rocky Balboa without Stallone. Okay? There's just not. There's no Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. Without him, you don't have Indiana Jones. You don't. And this Rambo prequel, no one's going to want to see it because why would I want to see a Rambo film with no Stallone? I got the Rambo prequel in First Blood. That is the prequel. Like, that is the movie. You know what this reminds me of? Hannibal Rising. That no one wanted and no one fucking saw. Rawhide. I mean, with the way Westerns flop, they definitely wouldn't make that. Reboot. Fresh take on nothing, yeah. Ain't that the truth? That's a pretty clever poster. I like that. Ripley's Believe It or Not. That would be interesting if somehow you could make a movie out of that stuff. I wouldn't know how you would do it, but I don't know if you're able to do that. Could be interesting. I just don't know how you would be able to do it. I mean, obviously you have the TV shows. One of them, Dean Cain hosted. But I'd be curious, like how you would do the whole thing. Huh? I'll get back. Sorry, I had my damn YouTube channel up. Risk. I vaguely remember that board game. Vaguely remember it. Rocketeer Returns. Well, it did return, but it was a black girl. But actually, like, I do like this poster. I think that's a really cool looking poster. I like that. I like the Rocketeer. It's not a favorite of mine, but I do like the film. Rube. Oh, like the biopic of Rube Goldberg. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll eventually do that. I mean, they make a movie almost about anybody who somewhat was famous or had a somewhat familiar name. So I'm sure one day they will make a movie out of him. Rush Hour 4. I know there's talks of it. They want to do it. One day I like to re-review the Rush Hour films. I really do. Revisit them, re-watch them, re-review them. I don't even think I have a review of the first one and such, but I like to do that. I mean, I like the first two so much. I would be curious about a Rush Hour 4, but I don't know. Could they pull a Beverly Hills Cop 4 surprise? Maybe. But I don't know. At this point, they may be too old for the shit. I don't know if Chris Tucker has the comedy that he had back in the day. I just don't know. Twisting the Night Away. Who killed Sam Cooke? Oh, could make an interesting story. Samurai Jack. I do like the cartoon. That's a cool looking poster. I do like that. That's a neat looking poster. Oh, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. You know what? I just see this as like a movie within a movie. Like one of those where you have like a movie or TV show and it's about and involves actors or Hollywood, and this is one of the movies being made. Like the modern version of Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and they're cops with motherfuckers with a badge. One's from the city, one is a country bumpkin, or whatever the hell the case. Shills. Yeah, they make a movie shitting on them. That'd be pretty funny. It's almost time. Put on your mask. Join the challenge. Silver Shamrock. Oh God, and the fucking mask on the smiley face. God, I can imagine them doing a sequel to Halloween 3 and this would be the fucking cover. You would know it was in deep shit if it had that. Smoke and Mirrors, Harry Houdini. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done a whole lot of movies about Harry Houdini. I'm sure there has been, but it's not as much as you would think. At least from what I remember. Space Mountain. That's a ride I would actually like to go on. I think I went on it way back to the day, but I'd like to go on it again one day. Space 2099, which I vaguely remember that from back to the day. But yeah, I like the background with the spaceship. I do like that. Spy Hunter, which I think there was a game with, was it the Rock was in it, the game? Because I remember thinking, oh, is it a movie? There's like, oh no, it's a game? Huh? But yeah, Spy Hunter. I vaguely remember the original game from back in the day. Star Trek by Tarantino. I mean, he did at one point want to do a Star Trek film. I knew it was never going to happen, though. And I was right. Okay, I can't have that on because that is nudity. I don't know if Mr. Blockworld knows, but that is nudity, and you can't show nudity on YouTube, so I'm going to have to try to remember that and cut that out, because otherwise I'll get in trouble. It'll never be safe to go in the water, the sub, so like Jaws, but it's a submarine. That looks like a film that would have starred Bob Hope back in the day. The Impossibles. Triumph the Insult Commandant. I never liked Triumph the Insult Dog. I was never a fan. Voltron. Which I think they're working on a Voltron movie. I could be wrong. I do like the machine in the back there, the way that looks. Sean Connery's Warhead. The Lost James Bond film. I like that. That's pretty cool. See there, I got so excited I had to give a toast to my camera. I like that. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. I like that. uh, oh, yeah. That's definitely my. Oh, and of course, that's the last one. Very nice. That's pretty cool. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. These are always fun to do. It's fun to see what he came up with. Very creative ideas. I would say some of the stuff based on the games, like Metroid, Galaga Centipede, I liked those. This, I thought that was really nice of him to do. That's really cool. Some of them were stuff I didn't quite get. Some of them, sadly, I could see becoming a reality, and that's why I didn't have much of a reaction, because I'm sitting there going, if you showed me this, and this was like from Screen Rant or something, I'd be like, yep, I'm sure they're making that movie. That would make sense. But yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much for that, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Blockworld. These are always cool. Thank you for your generosity. Hope you enjoy. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.